at a crossroads after divorce, looking for a fresh start in life and love. A wilderness survival course. You have to get lost to find yourself. Helen, a divorced woman, enrolls in a beginner's survival course for the Appalachian Trail. While trying to find her brother Duncan before her departure, she meets Jake, a friend of her brother, and asks him to provide Duncan with the keys for house sitting. After receiving a call from her ex-husband Mike, who reminds her that today would have been their 6th wedding anniversary, Helen experiences a flashback. During the wedding, both Jake and Duncan were present, expressing their disapproval of the notably awkward Mike. Traveling northward, Helen makes a visit to Gigi, her grandmother, during her journey from Pittsburgh. After spending the night at a motel in Connecticut, the next morning, the young guide Beckett provides them with an overview of the hiking trip. During introductions, 40-ish Helen realizes that she is one of the older participants, a fact happily pointed out by fellow older hiker Hugh. To her surprise, Jake appears and introduces himself. Having a confrontation with Jake, Helen insists that he refrain from interacting with her and keep their connection discreet. Shortly after the group is dropped off at the starting point of the 50-plus mile hike, Helen accidentally cuts her leg on a rock. Jake, serving as the designated EMT due to his profession as a doctor, tends to her wound and congratulates her on her divorce. After a brief period, Helen gets told off for stepping on a log, highlighting their lack of knowledge about the rules they were supposed to learn beforehand. Beckett then shows how to set up a bear hang to safeguard both them and their food. Helen's tent mate, Windy, has a romantic interest in Jake, but Helen sees him as immature, not sharing Windy's feelings. The next morning, Helen asks help from Jake for her blisters, explaining that she didn't have the right footwear and failed to prevent them. Beckett attributes some of the responsibility to Mason, the Wall Street hiker, accusing him of not being a team player and pushing everyone. Windy tries to encourage a positive mindset, fostering a session where everyone shares more about themselves. Hugh reveals that he once aspired to be an actor, but is now in the insurance business. Later, when they have a moment alone, Helen addresses Jake about his constant staring and hovering. He explains that he is afraid of her going back to Mike, believing he is not worthy of her. After 10 days of hiking, Beckett instructs them to redo a route, organizing them into groups based on their hiking speed. He mandates that Mason joins the slower hikers to encourage team cohesion. Before they set out, Beckett becomes upset upon discovering Helen's personal goal list, which had slipped from her pocket. However, no one admits to owning it. Jake, aware that it belongs to Helen, discreetly points it out to her and hands her something to read later. Within Helen's hiking group, there is chatter about Jake and Windy, hinting at potential chemistry, and a brief mention of a quick kiss. While the rest of the group is occupied with checking the map, Hugh unwisely tries to balance on a decaying log. He suffers severe leg damage, causing Mason to freeze. Helen takes charge, stepping forward and volunteering to get help. Upon reaching the lead group after nightfall, Helen recounts the incident, and they decide to locate the missing members at dawn. While sharing a tent with Jake, she reveals a personal tragedy. Her middle brother Nathan drowned when she was 6, and she felt responsible. This event led to the unraveling of their family, with both their father and then their mother leaving them. Jake is envious of Helen accepting constant messages from Mike, and Helen is unsettled by Jake's kiss with Windy, even though it occurred during a game of truth or dare. The next morning, Helen guides the rest of the team to Hugh and the group. Together, they carry him on a makeshift stretcher for 3 miles to an awaiting ambulance. The following day, everyone unwinds and engages in conversation. As dusk descends, Helen looks for Jake, who has ventured into the woods alone. He embraces her and reveals that he inherited a degenerative eye disease, causing a gradual loss of his sight. The condition is severe at night. That's why he stopped practicing medicine. They come close to sharing a kiss but are interrupted. The following day, they make their way to the bus, which transports them back to the motel, initially intending to join in the karaoke and other farewell activities. Helen decides to leave after learning that Jake has someone waiting for him at home. While driving to Gigi's, her thoughts are consumed by him. Upon finally reading what he wrote for her, she realizes he has feelings for her. Gigi notices the transformation in Helen and suspects that she might be in love. Duncan visits, and Helen expresses regret for her past treatment, promising to become a better sister. Duncan urges Helen to join him and Gigi in celebrating a birthday. Jake appears, and after confessing his feelings for her over the years, they finally share a kiss. The story concludes with a montage of Beckett on numerous new hiking groups and finding his own happiness in the process. Thanks for watching. To catch all the latest from us, subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notified as soon as a new video drops. We'll see you in the next one.